Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's definitely a pleasure for you guys to hang out with us. The real estate experiment. I said experiment, the real estate experience with myself, Travon Smith. Definitely a pleasure. I don't even want to waste too much time talking. I want to talk to this lady. I've been waiting to get her, via Zoom. She's a guru of the commercial real estate, and I've been waiting to pick her brain. Miss Sophie, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
No, thank you. You might not remember I had a chance to meet you on a quick occasion with Anthony Nguyen. So we kind of came across each other, and it's definitely a pleasure to talk to you as always.
Same
So,
here. Thank you for having me.
like I said, always a pleasure, and hopefully we can get you on to educate me and the listeners as well. I want to jump right into it. How did Miss Sophie get into real estate?
I'll tell you a little bit of my background.
Okay.
I was born and raised in India. My father was a very successful attorney, but he was also a real estate investor. He always invested in real estate land and stocks and bonds and things like that. So basically, he had an investor mindset. Later on, growing up, I always wanted to come to the United States. When I did land up in the United States, my husband was a student in Bakersfield, California. But simultaneously, at the age of 22, he already owned a convenience store, a liquor store with a gas station in a small town called Springville, California.
Okay.
I landed up there. I had, it was a liquor store. I had no background. I came from a dry state in India. So I had never tried a drop of liquor in my life.
Mhm.
And here I was learning the ropes. I jumped in with him, running the business right away, learned all the ropes about the business, enjoyed it thoroughly. I learned customer service right here in the United States. Very quickly, we bought another store with a gas station as well with real estate.
Mhm.
Pretty soon, our CPA told us that you need some tax write-off, you need some depreciation, you need to buy more real estate.
Mhm.
So we got into the hotel business. My husband's uncle was in that business, and he helped us how to get into the hotel business. I remember at that time we were very young, and we looked at around 50 to 60 properties before we landed up on this one property that we bought. It was a Ramada in Hemet,
Mhm.
California.
Okay.
And all these years, even in the stores, we worked very, very hard. All our Thanksgivings were at the store, selling eggnog to the customers
Uh-huh.
and having fun with them. And so basically, we were super hardworking family, and we got into the hotel business. We learned the ropes even there, and then we sold one hotel. We did a 1031 exchange, bought another one, ran it for a while, increased the business, sold it again with a capital gain, did a 1031, bought a shopping center. During that time, we also got into single family homes. What we would do is we'd buy single family homes, condos for ourselves for another stream of income, and we would buy and hold and we would rent it out. So I learned that too. I learned how we were buying, selling, working with other realtors. I learned creative financing and all the ropes pretty much. And just a few years ago, when I got my real estate license, the only reason I got my license was I thought that let's start another stream of income. What if I could find one deal a year for myself? I would have an access to the MLS, I would get more information. Maybe I'll find a fixer, right? And that would be another, stream of income for us. That's the reason I got my license. But I got so interested and I just loved working with people that I just started selling it to everybody.
Man, it's so much information in that, Sophie. You threw me off my blocks. So I'm just asking, like I said, this the real estate experience where we talk, to professional realtors and people with a higher knowledge of real estate. So when you were doing all these transactions, you were just on the job training, getting ready to when you took your real estate license, correct?
Absolutely correct. Yes, I had all that. That was my background. That I'd already owned and operated all these businesses that now I was going to sell, and
Okay.
I was going to help my clients. So I've already been in their shoes. So it gave me like a head start.
Uh-huh. So, so you were actually doing commercial real estate before you did single family homes.
Correct, correct.
Yeah, that's amazing because most people it usually goes the other way around, correct?
No, this was from our personal portfolio. I did
Okay.
not have a license at that time. I just
No,
got my real estate license just a few years ago. and I started selling residential real estate.
Mhm.
But because of my background owning and operating all these businesses, commercial real estate fell in my lap.
Yeah.
Most of the people in my sphere of influence were either investors or they were business owners, and they wanted to buy a hotel. Somebody wanted to buy a shopping center. Somebody wanted to buy a triple net investment property. And
Uh,
since I had that experience, I was very comfortable,
well,
working with them.
no, no, no. We definitely could tell, just from your knowledge of how things are ran and the businesses are ran. But my question was, usually, like most realtors get involved in single family homes, then commercial, or some people just like yourself, you did commercial first, and then, because of your business transactions, correct?
Correct, correct.
Okay. I want to jump right into it. I mean, because you just got your real estate license. That I didn't even know that. I
Just
thought
a
you
few
had.
years ago. It's just
No,
been a few short years.
I
Yeah.
thought I thought it was maybe just a little bit more than a few years. So my question is, for somebody who may be listening, somebody new realtors, even for somebody like myself, I only do single family homes as of right now. What is the best advice you would give to get involved in commercial real estate?
Basically, I had a head start, but there's so many different ways you can learn.
Mhm.
In spite of owning and operating all those businesses and having done the commercial real estate in the past, I was a sponge. As soon as I got my license, I wanted to learn. I was like a kid in a candy store. I wanted to learn from everybody. I went to all the commercial networking events. I talked to appraisers. I talked to all the lenders over there. I learned about different kind of lending. I learned all the different SBA loans. I learned creative financing. I picked the brain of so many successful commercial realtors that were ahead of me, and I would take them out for lunch. I would learn from them. Basically, just become a student of the business.
Okay.
Be very open-minded and just be willing to learn. Now there's so many other ways of learning. You can follow successful commercial realtors on social media. You can listen to their podcasts, right? You listen
Yeah.
to the YouTube videos and so on and so forth. Also, the local chapters. For example, they would have classes, commercial real estate
Uh,
classes, where they teach you everything from A to Z. How to write a contract, how to do due diligence, how to get lending, what is the SBA loan, and what kind of inspection do you do, and everything. So I took all those classes at our local chapter right here in San Fernando Valley, and that enhanced my knowledge. It polished my knowledge, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning every day. I love to learn. And there's always so much to learn. So, just become a student of the business.
and that's something that I noticed, when the short time that I was around you, we were in a class and we were doing cold calls and stuff like that. And I was like, she clearly knows what she's doing, but you didn't mind sitting in there with other students and going through the cold calls or the experience that new realtors go through. Um, I understand you pretty soon you'll be coming up, or you're working on teaching your own set of classes, correct?
Yes, I would like to launch that program of teaching realtors. I've learned so much from everybody, but that I would love to give back. And when you teach, you learn even more because you're more prepared.
And for the people that may not know, that I seen you a couple days after you had already put a hotel in escrow for seven. I think it was like 7.5, and the next day you was at work like nothing even happened. I think I might have taken at least a couple days off. So I want everybody to understand who we're talking to. This lady is a professional. This lady is a study alcoholic. Somebody you want to pick her brain and talk to her. This is why it's definitely a pleasure to come on here and hang out with us. So if you're getting into commercial real estate, you want to take all the classes you can, the Zooms, the podcast. What you're saying is just soak all the information up as you can. What are some things that are different as far as for the real estate perspective, and a real estate agent as yourself, the mindset you have to go from working with a family and then a business? Can you talk a little bit about those two, or the difference?
Yes. So basically, when you sell real estate, you already understand that real estate is the way to build long-term generational wealth, right? Investment is the way. Money sitting in the bank doesn't make any money, right? We need to leverage money, and that's how you can build wealth. So what is the best way then to buy an investment property? So for example, if you're selling a home and let's say today's market, they don't want to sell a home, but their own home, right? Because they have a lot of equity in the home. But just because they have a lot of equity, the equity is sitting, making you no money, right? Why don't you get a HELOC? And let's look for an investment property, right? If somebody else is paying your PITI, principal, interest, tax, insurance, and HOA, if somebody else is paying it down, why won't you buy it, correct? It doesn't matter. Don't try to time the market. It's about the payment. If somebody else is making your payment, why not own that property? Buy an investment property, rent it out, right? Buy and hold, right? You
Yeah.
have so many ways of making money. You're going to get that additional income. You're going to get the tax write-off. You're going to get depreciation, right? And the appreciation of the property if you keep it for long term, because real estate, you can never go wrong. It's a cycle. If
Yeah.
something goes out down, it's always going to come up. So you can't go wrong. So basically educate your clients, even the residential clients, because everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to invest, but they want to invest in the right field and, in the right product and look for the right property, basically,
Okay. Now that's going towards the to the single family home. What is some perspective for the commercial, like the business, as far as commercial buying, or is that business entirely different?
No, it's not. For example, let's say that you're a professional, you're a corporate individual, but you want to diversify. You have some time on the weekends, you have some time in the evenings, and you want to buy a business. You have some money sitting in the bank. You can leverage that money. You can get a loan, and you can buy a business. You can buy a franchise restaurant. You can buy a franchise hotel. You could buy a liquor store. You could buy kinder care, child care.
Okay.
There's so many businesses based on what you think would fit for yourself and your personality and what you think you can run and learn and are willing to learn. So it's pretty simple as that.
And I think you said some key factors in there. Because you said something that you're interested in. You want to do a business. If you're going to do a business, do something that's attractive to you, something you want to do kind of long term, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Like we were in the hotel business for the longest time, and I've been in the convenience store business, gas station business, shopping center business, and hotel business. But I love the hotel business the most, and I'm still looking forward to buy another one out of state, So I love that business. So I think if you're passionate about something or if you like doing something, I would recommend looking into the process of buying that business, studying it, and then see if it's a good fit for you.
Man, if you're just tuning in, I know we don't have only a couple more minutes left. Sophie, I appreciate you for hanging out with us and educating us. I can't wait to get you back. I want to know, where can people find you at or get information from you at?
Instagram at Sophie Hirani Realty or on LinkedIn, sophiehirani.com
Okay.
are pretty good places. Yeah.
And so we'll make sure we have that information below. I want to go out. I like to go out with like some kind of tip. So what's some tips you would give to the buyer? Like I want to ask this, for example, a person who has no home yet, who's just renting, saying, hey, I'm just waiting for the market to die down. Hey, I'm just, waiting for the interest rates to die down. Somebody with your experience, what's some words of advice we can give to them?
I would tell them that if you can afford the payment, go for it. You're already paying rent, you're paying X amount. If you're going to pay X amount somewhere else where you own your own property, right now the rent is going down the drain. There you're going to build your own equity, right? So if you have, and then there's a lot of down payment assistance programs. You can buy a home with 3.5% down, up 5% down, 10% down. So
Okay.
they should definitely look into those options. And if they can afford the payment, they should go for it.
Sophie, we super appreciate you for hanging out with us on a Friday. I know you have a long day. Like I said, I definitely have to have you back. I want to pick your brain. And plus, I want to keep all our listeners and even myself involved in your classes coming up. So thank you again. And we definitely appreciate you. I have all your information in the description below. Thank everybody for checking out the Real Estate Experience, the one and only Sophie. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you, Trav. Thank you.
No
Have a
problem.
good evening.
You too.
Bye.